Welcome back, memers and dreamers. We're here. We're at a 1-0 with EG versus Liquid. But don't worry too much. You're not dreaming. We've already got a draft ahead of you, my friends.
Whoa.
Trent,
Whoa.
Odie Pixel, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We have some spectacular heroes.
We do.
Well, do we?
We have Faceless Void.
I mean, that's
good
great.
Hero. We have Lina Earthshaker lane combination.
I mean, I guess, but again, it's sort of on the same level. I feel as an Enigma Avenge opener.
What did they just ban?
like,
Who's that guy?
That's the watery boy.
Oh, nuts.
They had to know that was coming, so they wanted the Earthshaker.
Yeah,
Just raw.
That's a
Yeah.
boxy hero. That's a guys.
Yeah.
We're almost out of this tournament. Boxy carry us.
Let me do it, yeah, because that is a hero you can carry with in the
Yep.
offlane for sure. I mean, we saw J2 do it with LC, do it with the Earthshaker.
Yeah.
And the Night Stalker got first banned. You guys like that?
Yeah, I can't really blame Liquid for their 3 bans. I think that's expected. They were going to, of course, know that Void was going to be the one to get through.
So this is the same as last game, right? Dire, EG, first pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what does that
Interesting.
say? It
That
says EG got
Probably says EG prefer first pick, if I had
Yes.
to guess.
yeah, I think it does because
So first
They
game,
wanna
they
yeah.
probably took Radiant to the side of Liquid, and then EG were like, okay, we'll take first pick, and then EG probably had choice and was like, okay, we'll take first pick.
Yeah, because it seems like Liquid does like getting these pairings right away. Even though it didn't work last game, they got it this again.
I mean they
Let's
like
get a
getting these pairings, but I'm
don't
not,
like
I'm not
it,
fully
yeah.
sold on this pairing as an opener.
This is a much better opener. This is flexible hero in numerous ways, right? Like
Okay.
Earthshaker can lane and roll different ways. Likely it's going to be 3, but you never know when that matchup in the mid could occur where it's good. And then Lina can be mid, Lina can be 4. So, and I think this is a strong duo, right? You have Fisher into LSA, lots of damage.
Stuns are always good.
Yep.
And these are a lot better stuns than Malefice and Magic Missile. Much better.
I mean that you're not wrong there.
Yeah. And so it looks like the one hero that wasn't banned, obviously, Mirana was banned. The Night Stalker replaced it, so you've already got that almost guaranteed arrow into the Chrono. Ooh.
That is it.
He has his hat forward now. Wasn't it backwards?
No, it was forward.
Oh,
It
was
was?
forward.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
backwards yesterday. I
Oh.
didn't know, like, I was reading too much into it.
He's turning things around because
He
now
is.
they got to win.
Indeed.
Yeah. Position 5 heroes in the pool. There's Wyvern for Insane if you want something. There's still Coddle if they want to play it.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
mean-
fairly good here.
Yeah. No,
Coddle's just good, yeah.
Yeah, both-
We
both
always
of
talk
those-
about it. It's
There's
normally
Shadow
good.
Demon too. It's also fine.
And it feels like Liquid does like going with saves, right? So I think a
Yes.
Shadow Demon would be more along the lines than a Coddle, but you
Co-
just lost
Cole-
with that.
He might
Yeah.
just Venge again. I wouldn't be too surprised.
I would no.
Against the Void?
Cole's
That's
got to
not
be
bad.
top of the list. I feel like loads of other teams would pick Cole in this position, and you know you need something that's going to mess with the Void in his Chrono.
Yeah. that's true.
Cole would be exactly that.
I mean, isn't already, though, a Fisher and a Light Strike rate pretty good against that, though?
yeah. I mean, sure. You're right. They do have a lot of AoE stuns to easily throw him from a
It's
distance.
just hard, right? It's just the best 5 hero besides, like, Chen sometimes.
Yeah.
Coddle is that good.
I think they're probably considering their Mickey hero too, and to me that looks like Gyrocopter at the moment. Just in terms of like heroes that are left, like, I mean, you could go for something that's like, oh, I want to try and like survive in Chrono or something like this Bristle. Maybe like, you could do Bristle CM in this duo if you wanted.
There's the
But thank
Coddle.
goodness, I guess you could do
It's-
Coddle Bristle too.
This
It
is
is
nice.
too good.
You know, this is Liquid sort of not trying to, do something groundbreaking.
Don't
They're
overthink
just
it.
saying, hey, boys, you know what's good? A Cole's good. Again, I think you can never have too little of abilities to mess with a Void in his Chronosphere. Like at the end of the day,
Agreed.
you've got to account for the fact that you don't know who's going to get caught in the Chrono.
What-
Ideally, you want to make sure that the majority of your team has some ability to help their teammates out. from
Once
outside.
you have level 4, it's or level 15, depending on the Coddle, like, and you have nice cast range on the Blinding Light, you can also hit people into Chrono fairly easily. Like some of Void's own allies as well can be a little bit irritating. Like keep
Yeah.
them controlled up inside
that
the
could be
Will-O-Wisp
the big
and stuff
brain
too.
plays.
Huge brain.
Wow, I'm looking forward to it.
What's the
Yeah.
fly hero here, do you think? Do you go with the save, as we were talking about for Liquid, they didn't, or... Because it feels like this is probably where you're going to pick it.
What would be good right now? Something that had like long range disable. That's hard to get out of a 5.
It is.
Like Venge is actually kind of okay.
Jakiro?
Like Jakiro's very good.
We've
Yep,
seen
nice
her
and tanky.
Fly play
Good
through.
with the
Ooh.
Faceless Void.
Whoa,
Arteezy just put
baby
down
raid.
the fist.
But he's smiling.
I want a
Yeah.
good lane support.
Why did they ban Magnus? Where's my Empower?
Yeah, Ogre and I do like those bands, the Ogre and the Magnus.
Oh, the Lich. Fly's been playing it like all tournament, I guess.
Oh, but
Makes
of
sense. And,
course.
right, this, I mean, I remember in one of the games, his chain frosts actually make a difference. A lot of the time, you're just under leveled and you don't feel the impact. But that game, you're like, whoa, whoa, and you do. And then you have the frost shield, so you have a decent lane partner.
Yep.
It's an overall good pick.
McKay's getting the big question right now. When do you want to play, dude?
Yo,
Yeah.
don't say PL.
Can you play the Bristle?
Don't say PL.
Lich was nice too because I like the gaze when I'm playing against Bristle.
Yes.
Again, like force
like a half
focus
deny
thing.
there, I
Yeah, it's
agree.
kind of nice.
Because they did ban EG, ban the Bristle. They know Liquid likes playing that up-tempo stuff, but 3 of these heroes, honestly, are pretty decent against Bristle. The pull around, the Chrono you can get around. Might have to switch it up. They only got 15 seconds, and they've used a lot of their reserve time right now.
And this is like your full strat. And they go with this. Oh, of course, the
Stuns.
CK.
We got some
This is
stuns.
what we wanted right at the start of the last
Yeah,
draft.
we wanted to see CK cut off from the last time.
Yeah.
McLaren's. Hell
Incredible. Ooh.
Yeah, what a sponsorship. Shout out to
My
MDL.
goodness.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
work. Look, they had the like customized ones picking them up, I believe, some of the players.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Get to ride a McLaren. Oh man. Crit looking like completely crisp on the side. That thing's like from this morning he got that cut.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Fresh.
Boxy, like a little rougher on the sides there, you know. A little shaggy.
But look at that. So overall, Lich has been picked 19 times, 47% win rate. Fly has played it 4 times, 3-1. He's doing something right. Winning.
Abed hero here, probably, assuming there's, that's the priority that you don't want banned out.
I mean, there's a lot of stuns, right? So it's tough to pick him. You want to get like a pretty survivable mid hero, right?
We've seen a lot of DKs versus these CKs.
I don't mind that.
I would, because there's so many stuns, I wouldn't mind something else that, as an offlaner, you're going to be able to provide some sort of a save again. I mean,
yeah,
any
like
of
if you want the Legion, for
Omni,
example,
Abaddon, Legion,
you might
any
have
of
to
those
pick it
three.
now.
I think any of those 3.
Oh yeah, Abba's still in. So with Abba and Omni,
I think
or
do a lot for
Abba, Omni, and Legion all in, then I
Yeah.
think you definitely take the Abed
Which one
hero
would you
here.
want out of those? Which one out of those would you want?
Probably Legion, because I like the press the attack buff, and I like the overwhelming odds versus the CK illusions.
And a lot
You could also argue Guardian Angel because it like nullifies CK during a team fight, though.
It does, but it doesn't really nullify the other 3, I
Yeah.
suppose.
But the pick off potential would be nice.
They do
Okay,
use
Just
the Omni.
on the-
Guardian Angel's pretty busted.
It was always going to be like one of those 3.
Good skills.
I think it was
Yeah.
EG was super happy that they had the option to kind of choose what they wanted, and we saw last game. Ramses, he was in the zone on his Omni Knight.
Dude, he was just owning in the
he
lane.
was
They couldn't do anything.
absolutely smashing his lane.
Makes me wonder what they're going to get for Abed, though, because that means that they found this pick was more important. Even though Abba and Legion were both in, they're saying that we really want this Omni now, and we're okay with them denying a potential Abed hero here.
Well, they're going to use the rest of their reserve time here. 9 seconds. They ban the Storm again. A lot of stuns there, but
It's
they
very
just don't want to deal
respectful.
with it.
Yeah, that they still ban it
is
here.
clowning right now.
Yeah.
All right,
What
they're
is-
just throwing their
whoa.
draft. They're throwing hand warmers at each other. All right, teams relax. This is good.
Whoa.
I thought you were going to say
This
they're
is
throwing their
good.
draft.
Yeah. That's a good sign, frankly. I think this is the emotional support of Blitz coming in
That
clutch
doesn't look
here.
like a focused team.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
they're
you-
messing
so
around.
you'd rather have
This is
fun
a
than be
serious
focused.
Okay,
game.
what is there to focus on right now? You just lost. You don't really want to be thinking about that. You gotta depressurize. See, this is Owen's
See,
problem.
these guys are having
Because
proper
we
conversations.
lose these games, and Owen goes, come on, let's queue again, let's go again. He's like hitting the button. It's like, dude, we played 3 games. I gotta pee.
And
Like,
what was the
just
record of those
relax.
3 games today?
Oh, today was better. Today was 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I mean,
oh,
but
hell
they were-
yeah.
yeah.
okay,
One.
we should have won, but we should have won all 3, frankly,
We
and we
should've.
definitely should have won 2 if our Phoenix didn't abandon.
Oh,
But
yeah. We got
Oh, wait,
Such
that
is
hero's still
life.
in the pool.
It is, and
That's a kunk.
Ding ding.
it's very nice. I think for one of the reasons
Viper.
being that it could have been picked up by Liquid, would have been a very nice sort of way to deal with the Chrono. I feel like we've seen Kunkka a lot do very well against Void in the way that you can just nullify the effectiveness of early Chronos with getting a boat out on his teammates. And also, I think it also shuts down maybe the possibility that with that Shaker Lena opening 2, Liquid may have been in the long haul, could have maybe been looking up to set for the
Could you
Brood
not?
Mother.
Well, could you shake her mid now though? I
Well,
don't. I think.
we're
Bang
gonna
on.
find out.
Yeah, but well, okay.
Oh no, we're gonna lean him
I
mid.
guess it would be leading him. Well, will it? No, because
Yeah.
well, that's okay.
All right. We see the
Tiger
drafts. It is a last pick. Rubik, some decent spells to steal throughout this, but did it convince you? Is Liquid possibly to take this to
I
a
thought he
game
was
3?
going to Dark Willow for like the Chrono and for the Omni controlling the back line. Some classic Taiga. But yeah, I like the Rubik too. I like the Coddle and the CK. I do like the Lina.
What build do you have to go on this Lina, though, right? If CK's your only carry, do you have to go some crazy stuff, or do you think boxing?
A lot of
can
it
do
actually
that?
depends on your CK's build. Is he going Armlet Heart, or is he going Armlet BKB? Is he going to be engaged with us early on? You have to make a lot of space for Boxy still. Like, he just needs so much time on the lane. Like, he's going to build his treads probably. He's going to build his Aghanim Scepter the way he likes to build the hero. And trying to give him that space might be a difficult one with EG having this Abba. Like, if Abba just goes off again, because he can on Kunkka just like he can on Storm and starts pressuring all across the map, I foresee another very difficult game here for Liquid. But I like the fact they have the Rubik and the Coddle to like disrupt those earlier engagements. I feel like that's a lot better than their previous support duo. I'm gonna go for Liquid. I like the CK. I like the Coddle. They picked heroes that I think are very strong with good pairings right now, and so I'm gonna respect that and give it to them.
All right, OD Pixel, you're raising the brow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what Liquid's doing here yet again. I think EG once more has a much superior draft. I'm looking at these cores, and I think it's going to be another case where they're just not going to die. You have Frost Shield, the save from the Omni, the Kunkka's Rum. I don't think you've got enough burst and blow up on Liquid. You have these two supports, Coddle and Rubik. There's a bit of control there. Sure, Tiger gets a nice steal. I guess that's an extra bit of nuke, but it's mainly on Koifa to blow the targets up, and I don't think it'll be enough damage. You've got two strength core heroes, and you also have a Void who's going to have that extra bit of effective life as long as he gets the chance to get a Time Walk off. And with the save of Ramses, he's going to be able to do so. And with Lich as well, I think it's a very hard draft for Liquid to execute. I didn't like their opener. I was waiting to see if they could convince me with the rest of the draft. They didn't. I think this is going to be another easy game for EG.
Okay, and that means we will have to get into game number 2. Will EG bleed blue all into the cup of Liquid? Well, you have to find out with Cap and Learcole.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, Grant, it's a lot of anger, a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
Going into this, it feels like, and oh my goodness gracious, top 4 potentially in the works here. Can they do it? What do you think? Is this the draft that they need?
It is more convincing to me than last game. But I do think that the Chaos Knight was a little bit telegraphed, and as a result, like, I'm fairly certain they picked up, like, yeah, Lich Void is the classic combo anyway, but I think they knew the Chaos Knight was coming, so that means they got to pick 3 heroes to try and counterpick it.
Already, pushes him down to the low ground. Does that mean he gets over in time? Oh,
Yeah.
Ramses. Thanks for the rune, nerds. He might give up first blood here as they are chasing him through the trees. Ramsey's trying to run purification again in a sec, but it comes a second too late. Mickey drawn first blood.
Yes. I've never heard that voice line before from Chaos Knight. That's great.
Get off my lawn.
There's a lot of good voice lines going on in this game, I gotta say. We've been hearing a couple of them get thrown out around as already a quick little pause. Abed saying he's ready to go.
So Chaos Knight, I think, was a good pick, but then Evil Geniuses were able to get Lich, physical damage reduction. You're able to get Kunkka, overall damage reduction, and AoE control, and then Omni Knight, just straight up physical damage immunity. So that is definitely going to be problematic, but I still think Liquid can, I like their draft much better than this game 1, and I think they can really push the pace against EG, like EG did to them in game 1. So we'll have to see. I think a lot of this is going to be the backup of Koifa. He obviously had a bit of a rough one. That first game, like feeding away to Storm Spirit, apparently that's what that hand warmer fight was about.
Yeah.
They were throwing hand warmers at him for throwing the game.
Oh, did you message Blitz?
Yeah,
Okay.
About it. That's what he said it was about. You know, it's cute that they're able to still have that friendship and stuff. But they definitely need him to step up in this game playing the Lina, because this is a great game for you to be able to get fast kills. You just need to have a good start in the laning phase, though, against this Kunkka.
Well, that's going to be something we're going to have to keep our eye on. Already 7-1 versus the 5-0, and expecting it to be a little bit of a better time as a little bit of the battle, the regen wars is going on. Fly punching there in the Taiga. We already saw them messing around a little bit with Arteezy's Void, his last hits early on as they get the pushback onto crit down bottom as well. So a couple of things to watch out for is Rubik did have to take that telekinesis level 1.
Yeah, that's never fun. That's a good way to throw your lane. Picking up that ability. Yeah, it's a trap, man. If you ever think like, oh, but I had to get this bounty, don't do it. Pick up the Fate Bolt. It's how you win your lane. You secure range creeps. You also secure the fact that you lower their damage, so it means they're less likely to be able to get range creeps themselves. There's just a lot of things that goes into it, but now he's level 2.
I'm going to try and disrupt that pull as well. Does look like the creep still caught the scent, and at least one of them is going to head off that direction. And so far, so good. 2-second stun, a little bit of a pushback there onto Ramses, who's definitely not going to have as easy of a time in this game as he did last time. CK, much stronger than the PL.
Yeah, you've got Coddle Chaos Knight too.
Right.
So you're just able to constantly be Chaos Striking, who can actually deal with that sustained harassment that Omni Knight does so well, unlike the Phantom Lancer, who couldn't really deal with it. We'll have to see whether or not they actually get a kill, though, because Omni Knight is able to play a lot more solo than most other offlaners right now. It's Taiga. Oh, this is going to be a man fight and a half.
He knows that he's not going to win it, too, and Fly trying to do Ring Around the Rosie, walk around the trees, and he drops the Sentry. I'll take that. Yes, please.
I'm not sure if the Sentry actually got him the vision. I'm pretty sure it was the creeps, but it was a cheeky little play.
Yeah.
If Fly had dipped downwards, the Sentry would have caught him. So that was cute. I like that.
I will say that Boxy was kind of giving Arteezy the business up here as well. You can see already that Arteezy's been able to get a couple more last hits underneath the tower, but Boxy was almost doubling them up. Now 14-6 versus 13-3.
Yeah, I like this. The level 2 Enchant Totem, such a value level, going from 100% to 200%. This kind of build can help you secure range creeps. You've got really nice harass potential where you can force him to time walk early. Ramsey's getting a little bit low there. But yeah, you could see, like, Ramsey's been playing mostly solo in this lane, right? Crit hasn't really taken a whole lot of experience. This allows Crit to be able to play a lot more in the jungle. He can play for farming up neutrals. He can play to see if he can get a kill on mid, because it's not OD, but it is equally as good. Kunkka, X marks the spot, into Torrent, into Era. That's definitely a kill on Koifa. And Koifa should know about him being missing, because now nobody's showing in bottom lane. Not even Ramses, who's taken a long walk back to base.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the plus side is that at these early levels, Abed's just going to have that 1 point into X, which is pretty hard to get up close and find the X. So that's why we're seeing him play so far back there on the other side. There was also a ward that was getting taken out by Crit. I think that when he made that rotation towards mid, as we got a little bit of a hiccup there, he realized that that was when Koikfa backed out. So able to get the D ward there also. Nice start as we get ready for the Bounty Rune battle. Trying to get this pull off. I
think this is such a good play. I love it when offlaners do this. Pull the creep wave as the Bounty Rune is spawning. It positions you between the enemy support and the Bounty Rune, and it makes sure you don't miss any CS. It's a really good play. I love it when people do that.
Taking advantage fully. That creep aggro is already some battles going on up top. They find Fly, tried to get the Frost Shield and contesting that pull. Doesn't work out. And meanwhile, bottom, with Kurt coming back into lane, they're able to get a little bit aggressive on the Mickey, but not enough so to find a kill.
Koifa in big time trouble here.
Oh, they check him. Trying to chase. Fly is respawning now, looking to find the Frost Nova. Can they get in range? Torrent, he went left, didn't go down.
It's a good thing Fly didn't have Frost Shield up yet. I thought he was going to be just chased down by the constant slow Frost Shield, but it was still on cooldown for like 8 seconds when Fly TP'd in. So that allows Koifa to be able to get back. A activated Shrine will allow him to return to lane. No time lost. And hey, a refill on his bottle too off of an illusion room. Bottom lane though, trying again to go on to Ramses.
Reality Rift. Chance for a kill here. The Heavenly Grace trying to walk away. The Spock as well.
Ooh.
Just gets away. Never in danger. He knew who he was. Surely.
Yeah, this Omni Knight is certainly a problem for Liquid. It's been a thorn in their side, the fact that they can just run this Omni Knight and have this abusive laner. But we'll see whether or not he's able to make the same kind of teamfight contributions against a faster lineup.
The Frost Shield is no savior for you, and Boxy gets up close. Level 5 already and just beat into him there with that Enchant Totem.
Yeah, the maxed Enchant Totem. No levels of Fissure. He's because if you think about this lane, it's basically Centaur, but better, right?
Okay.
Like, the whole entire idea is Rubik has the telekinesis redirect to pull someone into your stomp as a centaur, and then you activate your retaliate stacks, bop, bop, bop. Well, here, he's an Earthshaker who just hits you with the enchant totem, the level 3 enchant totem for 300% damage.
Well, and it's, you know, obviously Arteezy can kind of deal with that on the Void, just being able to time walk away. Not so much so with the Lich if he gets a little bit too close.
Yeah. I mean, even Arteezy in the lower levels, he constantly feels pressured to, like, time walk, and then it's on cooldown. And then you, like, enchant totem's always up.
Uh-oh, Ramses. Maybe in a little bit of trouble as they had another stun coming off cooldown, but not wanting to go on it with the Heavenly Grace already out. So that'll be fine for the moment there. And you can see just the net worth there as well. Like, position 4 Mirana pretty far ahead of where that Rubik is right now. And we'll see if he can maybe transition that into some early ganks, as there is the level 6 on to the Void. And yeah, they're just going to back out again. It's going to be something interesting to watch. There's another Observer Ward that Crit was able to get taken out there as well. So early vision advantage going in their favor.
Yeah, he knows that they want to be able to control the right side of the river with vision.
And they throw in the arrow. That's that moment coming in that we were talking about from Crit. So they find quick pickoff onto Boxy.
Yeah, you just know those rotations are going to happen. Chronosphere was, you know, it's down, so Boxy can TP back to lane, play a little bit more aggressively. He has Echo Slam. Arteezy's going to have to play real scared of that and may have to just start going into jungle. It's a nice part about having Chaos Knight is that he's not quite, you know, like the dead lane heroes, the Juggernauts, the Life Stealers, those heroes that it's hard to be able to rotate into their lane because they have so much survivability. Chaos Knight is kind of like that for his sheer tankiness. And, you know, you have this Chaos Strike sustain, you have Phantasm that's really powerful, team fight, so it's hard to be able to walk into. So it's not like Void can just go invade the enemy lane.
Well, talking about invading lanes, Boxy gets rotated on yet again as Abed going to come in with the boat, and 4 hero rotate, they get the kill. He's going to have to walk back out next time. He just died.
So because of that factor, right, Evil Genius is just constantly trying to make sure that Arteezy's lane is still good. And they're shutting down Boxy. Shutting down Boxy is one of the best ways to be able to keep Liquid down, I think. This, like, he's playing this Earthshaker, he's playing this this big initiator that has the way to be able to just 100 to 0 blow up this Faceless Void. It's a lot of fast damage. He's going to be setting up Koifa's Lina. If you can keep him from his Blink Dagger, from his Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be a big win.
D-word there coming from Insane. You saw that rotation as Liquid were trying to mirror what EG did just previously, but they came a second too late, and because of that, Ramses was able to back out. So no chance there for a kill as they're going to chase down Heavenly Grace. Ramses just going to get the walk away as Liquid will get what they came for, picking up those bounty runes.
3 bounty runes, not too bad, and an arcane rune to boot. You know, I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see Koifa rotating up to top lane, because I think it would be a massive advantage if they can go up to top lane, force a good team fight with their mid laner, kill Arteezy, take that top tower. Right. Because I just don't think EG can apply the same pressure on Mickey, who's about to complete his armlet. When he does, that is a very hard target to bring down. You're going to need those sort of like X torrent boat into arrow. You're going to need that sort of like really long duration stun.
Yeah, it's so hard to make that work for sure. As we got a little bit of a mana leak. Rarely seen, yes indeed. Coddle does still have that ability. But it's kind of a little effective there against Omni.
Coddles need to use that ability more often.
Right.
It's free and it's obnoxious. Might as well. You're going to blinding light them anyway, might as well burn a little bit of mana. So they are finally going to make that smoke rotation up to top lane. Unfortunately, it is going to be too late because Arteezy is already backing off to jungle. Look at that. They've made just a hard read. They didn't have any vision of being able to see the smoke. They just know that Lina's gone. She's probably going to be rotating over here.
And you can see Mickey now pops the Phantasm, realizing that other rotation was going to come down into his lane, and he's going to farm up those stacks as Insania just chasing Crit outside of his own jungle, going to place down that Observer Ward, throws an arrow to farm up Creep, and gets out of dodge. So both teams sort of doing that yin-yang maneuver across the map as they both mirror each other's movements, farming out each other's jungle. We'll see if Koifa gets caught out for it. Nope. Just gonna hit that little creep with the torrent and then get some pressure maybe onto mid there.
Evil Geniuses doesn't have to remain, or has to remain more grouped up. because they have to play for Arteezy's Void. So as a result, Liquid did get like a little bit of a farm advantage through that entire rotation, right? Most of EG had to play bottom. They didn't really go back to farming too much. Meanwhile, Koifa very quickly ditched that smoke gank. They just ran through the jungle. He pushed in mid. He farmed a neutral camp, and so did Mickey.
It's definitely interesting. Both of these teams feel like they have similar ideas about how to play in a way.
Yeah.
As they're kind of just mirroring what each other is doing and then trying to take that next step above. As Boxy rotates down here towards bottom, Koifa in the area too. They're going to see if they can maybe find Arteezy as he moves in to the creep wave, but the scan comes out. They knew it was coming.
Good scan.
And maybe a bait?
Yeah, I think, did they see the Invis rune or not?
I don't know if they did. Ramses is right behind though, so they know. Yeah, they're going to push in here now, pop the Moonlight Shadow now, looking for a follow-up as they want to try and find Boxy. They don't know about Koifa. Just out of there, the skin of his teeth. But now they drop down the Sentry Ward, and Koifa, he's looking to blow somebody up, but that Invis rune is wearing off now, and the X comes out onto Boxy. He is in some trouble as they jump in, they drop down the Will-O-the-Wisp. Torrent comes out afterwards. Chronosphere is going to connect. Koifa there, trying to play Interrupt possibly. Does he get the Echo Slam off? Boxy, no! He didn't drop it! And Fly comes in for the save. That was so clutch, and now looking for a bit more. Ramses trying to run down Koifa, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to find it.
I mean, this is a tanky crew. So I'm not convinced they would have like wiped Evil Geniuses. Maybe they would have only gotten 1 kill from him, but come on, like this is such a juicy 3-man Echo Slam. You can enchant to Totem later, homie. I think maybe he got caught up into the he hit the W button before he got stunned, and then you think to yourself like, oh, I'm just gonna hit Echo Slam instead, but the enchant totem will still keep going if you don't stop that.
Right. We can take a look real quick and see if we can glean any extra info here from the replay coming in. You can see just trying to play around that Sentry Ward.
I mean, I was a little bit surprised he didn't pop it right here as the Torrent on the 2-man, but back into bottom where Ramses almost gets caught. But once again, he has been such an elusive offlaner for EG. He really knows when to back up. Something about their communication is just on point. The way like Arteezy was able to get away from that rotation up to top. Ramses just only dying once so far in the off lane, despite the multiple times that Lina has tried to come over, help the lane.
So at least for now, as far as like these map movements across the whole area as we get ready for the bounty runes, it feels like maybe EG's made a couple of outplays here or there, but it doesn't feel like there's been that big deciding difference between the two teams yet. Net worth lead's still less than 1,000 gold. There hasn't been that big fight. Do you feel like there's one team that's more comfortable where we are in the state of the game right now?
I would be more comfortable if I was Evil Geniuses, but I don't think Liquid should be worried too much either. I mean, they had this really strong mid-game roster, and Mickey is very farmed. He's actually quite a bit ahead of Arteezy, which is kind of expected given the stacks he was able to farm. Abed is the most farmed of everybody, though, and he's about to hit his Radiance timing. That's why I would be more content if I'm EG. I know I've got this big late game threat in the Chronosphere. I know I have some answers to Chaos Knight, so I'm not that worried about him being super strong and being able to two-shot people because I've got so many answers to it.
It's true. That's going to be a dangerous thing. And, well, Boxy gets found yet again. Going to Chain Frost. They find somebody on the back lines. Poor old Rubik going to get arrowed after the fact. And yeah, that one hurt.
Okay, you lost your 4 and 3 position. The upside here for Liquid is they use Boat, they use Chronosphere. I think you really need to try and use your level 2 Phantasm from Mickey and go for a fight. Even if you don't have your heart yet, I kind of want to see them abuse this timing of the Chronosphere being down.
Yeah, it could be really nice. The dangerous part, again, as you said, is that Radiance is about to be up right now. Koifa just finished off his Yule Scepter as well. So that is something else to be concerned about. The panel mentioned it, that Koifa pretty much is the main damage dealer in this game, it feels like. And him needing to be not necessarily ahead, but at least not irrelevant. And right now it feels like he definitely is still doing things in this game. Is that Radiance?
Time for a go for a smoke. Yep, 3-man smoke. Are they going to go into mid lane? I would like to see a successful gank on mid lane with the Phantasm turning that into a tower push. That would be the ideal for Liquid right now.
Oh, and they run right into Abed. There's that Radiance. Phantasm comes out. They have detection, trying to kill him off in time, but the boat buff, it's not going to do enough. They have the boat to turn it back around now. The big old Will-O-the-Wisp gets dropped down, a decent chunk of damage onto EG, but it's not looking like it's enough. They already lost the Lina. Now Coddle's dead, and, well, your big bad carry, the Chaos Knight, is going to be killed off. Terrible series of events for Liquid there.
Yeah, running into the Kunkka and not being able to instant stun him is a problem. Because they didn't have Rubik or Earthshaker there in that immediate part of the smoking, right? Rubik was around, but they couldn't instantly telekinesis. If he gets off the boat, you're in big-time trouble. You even saw Koifa. He front-loaded all of his damage.
Right.
He threw out the Laguna Blade before the boat could get there, hoping that, hey, I've got to get as much damage in before the damage reduction kicks in. Maybe he'll be low enough we can finish him off. Not even close.
It's a scary thing fighting into that lineup, and that was the fight without Chronosphere. That was the fight without, well, they had boat, but still, it's feeling really, really rough right now for Liquid.
Yeah, now in turn, it's Evil Genius's chance to be able to get aggressive. They got Boke back up, 4 seconds until Chronosphere. I'm not sure if there's any items you're really waiting for that are super close. I guess there's Mjolnir. That's almost up for RTZ. But you could fight while Phantasm is down if you wanted.
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that they do still have boat that got stolen by Rubik, and he's hanging on to it. Level 2 right now.
That is a big one. That's actually really important.
That extra duration stun with Arcane Supremacy as well. It does look like CK is almost got a BKB. So he was flirting with the idea there of the heart for a little while.
Yeah, Liquid should definitely be with the Phantasm down and some big items coming in. Almost the BKB, almost the Aghanim Scepter for the Earthshaker as well. Like, Boxy wasn't even close to that fight. He was continuing to farm up top lane. He was like, guys, I need my initiation item. I can't be there for you when you start that team fight.
Oh, and Mickey, some trouble. They find the X. They're getting some TPs in. Crit is waiting already on the side. Boxy trying to play interrupt. They have the Will-O-the-Wisp down. Mickey seeing if he can live, but it's not going to happen. And now Boxy, who was just 500 gold away from getting that Aghanim Scepter, is also going to get ran down as they have the X pull back into the Torrent, and the Earthshaker 2 will die. Man, over and over, that kill score 5 to 10. It tells one story, but the bigger story is that it's been the cores that have been dying, it feels like.
Look how fast RTZ. Like, he finished that kill and instantly TP'd up to top lane. You know, just for the max efficiency of being able to push out that lane, secure top bounty runes, so hopefully they can get all 4. Now Liquid's a little off kilter. They didn't have Heroes bottom. That's where they just lost their fight. But now all of EG's coming in force to top lane. They're out of position to be able to get the bounties, or maybe both. We'll see if Fly can actually snag one. Oh, no, he
Why
showed
did
himself.
He do that?
You could have just grabbed the bounty rune first, Fly. You would have gotten 3. 3 for the boys.
Well, they pull him back in. He's going to find a kill, it looks. Oh, no. All right, Taiga gets the jump away. Well done, well done.
Yeah, time walk with Ether Lens. That's going to be a pretty long jump. I mean, do you feel it, Lyrical? It just feels like in this series, like EG just keeps on hitting Liquid, and they can't seem to fully recover. You know, like I've only seen one smoke gank, and they happen to run into Kunkka mid. Like, that was really, really shitty. But other than that, it always feels like they're a bit out of position. They're not ready for this fight that's coming towards them, and EG is just fast-paced, fast-paced, fast-paced. Even with this Void lineup, they are still moving around the map quickly.
And that, to me, is the most key part of it, is that fast movement that you're talking about, that Grant was talking about earlier, that you need to do if you're going to win, is, geez, he thought about dropping the Chronosphere there. It just feels like, I think back again to that movement that Abed made when he went top on the Kunkka, found the kill into Boxy, and it was like 30 seconds after that when Quakefo was making his move. They're just one step behind, it feels like, of this Evil Geniuses roster that has been looking good. People have been saying it for a while, and it's for a reason. They look very solid.
Okay. Aghanims is up. BKB is up. Aghanims on Lina is a bit far away, so I'm not sure if you can really wait for that one.
Yeah, still 1,500 gold away. Maybe you get that after you win a fight. That'll be the way to do it.
Then again, I'm not sure if you smoke right now, because EG does know you're all up here.
And the Torrent hits it blind. Just had an inkling that somebody was going to be hanging out over on that side as They're pushing down bottom lane. The other side of this is EG. They just pick up a mechanism on the Mirana. So Crit is very farmed.
When you're feeling stronger than the enemy team and you start pushing in, what you want to do is control 2 lanes at once. So if you look at the wards, that will show you exactly how EG kind of positions themselves as well. One at bottom lane to see if they're going to be defending tier 2, and one near this mid lane. They want to keep that mid lane pushed in as much as possible. See, Crit's even going to go back for it to make sure this creep wave does push in. That way they still hold the control of the mid lane. They can now funnel back as a 5-man, see if they can maybe find a fight here. Not necessarily looking to go into that triangle high ground, though. That can be a death sentence for you, but we'll see.
How many times have we seen this? Movement with the Moonlight Shadow, trying to find somebody lingering behind. Likewise, though, you can see that Liquid are going to back out themselves. They're underneath a ward right now as they pass by, and they could be going for a smoke play here themselves. Pings come out. They might have an idea that the ward is there. Everybody grouped together. EG have full vision. They know exactly what's going on. Although, as I say that, Ramses walks in, already had the status resistance on him. Now the boat pulls back in on the Quakefa. Quakefa trying to run away, seeing if they can control up Fly. Oh, but the time dilation, it hurts this Aghanim's Earthshaker so badly, and Fly gonna give him the tip afterwards. They have the Will of the Wisp for the chase down. Boxy got to cast 1 Enchant Totem, and is now getting beaten down. On the other side, Abed is fairly low, but still with that BKB, he's working through it. Mickey hoping to make something happen here. They get the kill onto Ramses, but finally that Chronosphere comes back out as they're trying to control him. That BKB still working for Mickey. Can they run him down here? Frost Shield thrown now onto that CK himself to keep him that much more tanky, but he's pulled back in by the Lich as they start to beat him down even further. They kill off that CK. That was supposed to be Liquid's fight, but it just wasn't.
The slick moves by Fly there, dodging Boxy's aggressive enchant totem. He really wanted to be able to catch that Lich, but I don't know, it just felt like they maybe need to play a little bit more together. I think Boxy got a little bit too far ahead of himself, probably thinking that it was just going to be like a fast kill that he can get and then rejoin his team afterwards. But they need his disables, right? They need that control all in one area with the Will-O-Wisp, with the Phantasm, and, well, you would hope that Aghanim Scepter soon for Koifa.
I mean, the other thing, too, about this is you can see immediately Boxy is going to queue up a BKB because he can't deal with time dilation.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have an answer. And now they're chasing down Tagia, trying to run away. Arrow. A little bit of a zoning arrow there. He throws one back now onto the Void. As the X is going to come on out. Boxy again caught by that time dilation, just doesn't have an answer. Can't go anywhere. Only thing left to him is Echo Slam, which would not feel that great as they kill off that Earthshaker. Never have I seen 4,200 gold spent in a way that felt less so, as Mickey is going to get bashed down to dead and dusted. Liquid lose another triple kill for Arteezy. My God, they're just destroying them.
I feel pretty strongly about this. I think Boxy needed to go Blink Dagger in this game. I don't think you can go Aghanim Scepter for a couple reasons. First of all, your initiation's really telegraphed. We've seen that twice now in these fights. He gets Sinister Gaze. Second of all, well, you're facing up against his Faceless Void. So the whole idea of your Aghanim Scepter allowing you to play in and out of team fights is completely killed. Third of all, if you remember, when they went for that smoke gank around mid, he was farming top because he was about halfway to his Aghanim Scepter, which is a Blink Dagger. Half of your Aghanim Scepter, that would be a Blink Dagger right there. I think item choice doesn't really do them any favors. It's certainly not the thing that's losing them the game straight up, though, because EG is still just feels like they're completely routing Liquid every single time until that happened.
It wouldn't be an Arteezy Void game without that. At least one of them.
Yeah, well, he's playing Void, so at least he can't get clipped.
That's true. They give him the tip. All right, that's fair enough. Abed also gives him the tip. That's how it goes.
Yeah, the problem is he just used Chronosphere, but he's not afraid of fighting you.
No.
Oh, nice arrow. Good read. Great ward being placed on the low ground.
And it was right as Mickey wanted to go in. Boxy tries to go for the jump. They get the control for the moment. Can they find another one? This is looking like a decent fight for Liquid. The Blinding Light pushback. But again, that time dilation, somewhat frustrating to play against.
Well, you didn't die. That's the
There you
upside
go.
for Liquid. Because they didn't have Chronosphere, so you didn't die.
Abed just gonna Drag that creep wave over to the side. It feels like EG's just kind of been playing in this high ground area right on top of the Liquid Shrine for the past 4 or 5 minutes, and there's nothing really EG need to do. They're just sort of out farming them and pushing down towers.
It's the same principle as when they were pushing in bottom. Control the 2 lanes, keep mid pushed in, don't let it push too far out so you don't have to split up.
Well, and Mickey is just getting bullied down here, it feels like. Boxy maybe looking for an initiation if things get a little bit testy. The Fisher's already thrown out now, and the Force Staff trying to keep him alive. He pops the BKB to run away, but he's still in so much trouble. Oh, good catch there, as they're able to stop Arteezy from chasing in onto Mickey.
You just can't believe how aggressive EG's playing without Chronosphere. They're just like, they really want to fight right now, because, you know, they do have that Aegis. Just makes me really fear for Liquid here in 30 seconds.
It has that feeling like EG might not cross the river back onto their side again for the rest of this game.
Maintaining utter dominance, they're going to use the last little bit of the Aegis here to really try and pressure the tower. It will take away that first life.
Still at a minute left, but yeah, can back on out now as they've used Laguna Blade. And, well, Liquid still stuck in their base. Can they make something happen? The jump out with the smoke working. Boxy about to break on it. Gotta be careful. The jump forward looking for a bit more. No, but they pulled them back in so they can't chain stun it out. Torrent gonna be off the mark. Boxy still chasing there. Arteezy shows up though, and he's got the Chronosphere. The hit onto Insania. Solo Chrono for him. Doesn't feel great, but there's no buyback on the Coddle. So they won't have a Will of the Wisp for a high ground defense if it comes.
Okay. You didn't use your Phantasm, and they used Chronosphere, and they don't have Aegis anymore. When Coddle is back up, can you go fight? Do you have another smoke? They do have another smoke from Taiga, so they need to push out mid lane a little bit, back up and smoke. The problem is that EG has such good aggressive vision right now, it becomes a little obvious, especially if they just keep on playing on this high ground. It's a hard area to push up to. It pretty much negates a smoke advantage, right? Which is usually you have vision of the enemy first, or you're gonna, you're better grouped up and stuff like that. When you fight into the high ground with your smoke, it just loses all of that potency. So they're gonna go to the bottom right instead because that lane was already pushing out. Boxy's gonna push it out even further, so it hits the tier 2. Ideally, someone from EG says, "Oh, I gotta go get that lane for us, guys."
Right.
They're going to go back up, and maybe they can get a pick. Or, around the bounty runes as well. But EG, not splitting up, staying grouped up, much like they did in like the 15-minute bounty runes. They had control over the bottom lane. They swept it to top. Now this is the reverse play.
And they had the anticipation, I'm sure, that this was going to be a B, and on top of him right at the start, a huge old jump in. Can they bring him down in time, though? It's pretty freaking low. Ramses manages to get away, and there's going to be the GA. Try to run, but it's not looking all that great. Mickey controlled bash, and his armlet is wearing down as the CK is going to get finished. And now Crit got his eyes on Insania, leaps on top of him, and the poor old man going to be hunted down by the Priestess of the Moon. One more arrow for good measure, because why not? EG are looking so freaking good right now, as eventually they get the pull back in and the kill off onto Taiga. Triple kill for Abed.
Has Boxy cast an Echo Slam? More than one?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Like Arteezy managed to get off his BKB somewhere in what was supposed to be a chain stun, and he didn't have Satanic back then. Now he does, so 30% status resistance. It's very tough for Earthshakers to be able to keep people chain stun with that. So pretty much expect he's always going to get off BKB Satanic. He already had status resistance thanks to the Omni Knight before. You also had, again, the Frost Shield save. You're just not going to be able to burst this guy down, and a Chronosphere is probably your death sentence.
We'll see if they can do it now, as he is down somewhat low HP. Mickey maybe going to look for a stun, but the BKB is available. Earthshaker thinking about jumping on top. Fissure to go in. The Echo Slam combination. They get the kill.
Okay.
Not bad, but now the Chain Frost comes afterwards, and EG just going to try and back out.
All right, they had to throw everything and the kitchen sink at him. They have the Aghanim Scepter Laguna Blade that definitely sealed the deal for him there, because Arteezy managed to get out the BKB, but nothing else.
Do you think he yelled out "time dilate this" when he did it? Do you think that's what's going on? It's just like, I'm tired of your shit.
Just throws up the middle fingers at his monitor.
It's got to be, it's like low-key one of the most annoying spells to play against, I'm sure.
Does that make Arteezy one of the agents from the Matrix?
Probably. And Boxy is Trinity, exactly. It all makes sense now.
Well, even with Arteezy down, you see this Moonlight Shadow, they're really going to go for it. They're going to try and get like some sort of pick off here on Koipa. And they might just be able to get it.
Oh no. Oh no, the arrow. Oh god, and now they drop down the Will-O-Wisp. Boats already come out. Stolen boat. Maybe a chance, maybe a hope, maybe a prayer. Or maybe it's all for naught as Koipa tries to run away. Fly did go down, but they've got the X now as they get the pullback in, and a second arrow for Koipa right in his dome. That man is dead. They popped a Phantasm to try and chase Boxy, making a little bit of chaos. They don't have time dilation for this fight, but the GA has already come out. Stolen GA. All right, Rubik doing absolutely everything that he can in this one as they try and bring down Crypt, but it's not going to happen. As the GA comes out, another X onto Mickey. Quick bunch there, coming from Crit, still living. BKB finally coming out, but he's now bashed. Fissure, Chase, looking for more. They've got the Kunkka controlled. Everything thrown out on them again, but there's going to be the Chronosphere on the backlines. Is it going to be enough to take them all down? BKB chase down, kill off that Rubik, and it was a beautiful Chrono coming from Arteezy as they find another one. And EG again, just too much to deal with.
I like the way Arteezy separated himself away from the Kunkka, said, sorry, buddy, sorry, Abed, but you're going to be the one taking all of the damage coming in from Liquid. I'm going to back up, reset, and Insania, he's just trying to pull the creep wave away. Trying to buy his team more time to come back because they don't have buybacks on Koipa.
Wow, and again, you just see the movement down the mid lane, not too much concern. They've got Heavenly Grace stolen again, but they just don't have the damage that they need right now. And, well, they found him in some trouble. Arrow goes out. Heavenly Grace used a little bit early, but the status resistance still going to be something to work with at the very least. 4-second stun, but the back away and taking racks.
And Boxy can only sit there and watch because he was time dilated, couldn't do his usual enchant totem plays because he still does not have BKB. Tough times.
Tough, tough stuff indeed as a 27,000 gold lead. In this game number 2, EG looking to try and secure a top 4 finish at the very least at the MDL Chengdu Major. Boxy maybe one last hurrah here. Let's see if they can do something. Oh, but Abed, yeah, they back out.
Oh, and Arteezy just managed to jump right on top of him. Found that pesky Earthshaker's been hiding away in the trees. Torrent being able to knock him up. He does have that Heavenly Grace, though. That'll allow him to get away.
And still, no fuss, no muss. They're not that concerned at all. Jump in, enchant totem. Time dilation on cooldown, 6 more seconds. They have the Will-O-Wisp, but the BKB is already out there from the void. Boxy jumps into the air only to be pulled back down to ground as the buyback comes in the end there. They kill off yet another. Can they find any more? The time walk away. They can't get that kill. Another GA is out. Stick a fork in them. Liquid are feeling done.
Okay, Boxy, one last hurrah with the Echo Slam. Maybe Mickey can get one kill out of here, but there goes the Guardian Angel, and that just kills all the damage. This Chaos Knight feels completely neutered by this much physical damage, resistance, and straight up immunity from the Omni Knight. Just can't do anything. He goes for a stun on somebody, they get Heavenly Graced. He pops his Phantasm, tries to go on somebody else. You know, there's the Guardian Angel. He's just completely kited every single time.
Man, 2-0, and it did not feel particularly close at any point. I mean, there are early moments in this game where maybe that movement, you know, that you saw, you're talking about the one from Quakeva trying to find the kill, but it just didn't work out. I don't know. How good is this EG team? Like, how far do you think they can go?
I mean, when they look like this, when they played that first game, Grant and I were both talking about it. It's like we want to see them play like that every single time.
Yeah.
That sort of like aggressive lineup, like screw the 4 Pango, 3 Enigma, like get me out. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. I like seeing Evil Geniuses play like that. Safe Lane Night Stalker, that was a new trick that we haven't seen from Evil Geniuses or Arteezy. So cool things developing for EG, looking very good as they just demolish Liquid like that.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful game, and a top 4 at least finish for them. We'll see if they can go further. But now back to the panel as we finish out this, well, first day after the break.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. What an end. EG 2-0 over Liquid. A dominating performance in that. Here to really break down the domination. Trent, Odie, Pixel. It's tough to talk about that. So, first of all, what went right for EG? Besides everything.
Well, I would say the way I kind of see this whole series is that, like, game one, it was like the draft, I think, just looked clearly better for EG, at least in my opinion. It felt like they had a much easier way to win that game. And then game two, I felt it was much more even. But the play of EG was just a level above Liquid, at least in this match. We know Liquid are capable of defeating them. They've done it before, but this was the EG that you expect. They were completely dominant. And the pace that they were playing at, Liquid just could not keep up with. Like, you lose like 3 or 4 quick engagements around that 10 to like 20-minute mark, and it felt like the game was out of your hands at that point.
Is that what you felt, Owen?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to just go back to those first 2 picks from both sides, and I really didn't like it from Liquid. I don't know why you're opening with this Shaker Lina that's very likely to have an incredibly hard game. You saw exactly what EG did in response to it. They grabbed these heroes like the Kunkka and the Lich to make sure that suddenly this sort of answer I feel that Liquid felt that they picked to the Void, it's just totally nullified. You're never going to be able to burst down the Void reliably. He's always going to be able to jump away. Time dilation, it's going to ruin sort of both of these core heroes. You saw that whole game, right? Yeah. Boxy, he never gets his BKB, so you sort of have this 4,200 gold investment in an Aghanims. Half the time, enchant tournament's off the menu, and you know, you sort of hate to point fingers, but some of the individual performances there from Liquid's players they just weren't up to scratch. Yeah. You know, you go back to that moment where Boxy, he doesn't echo, and normally, you know, you look at the Twitch chat when something good happens with the ult, and it's like, oh, just press R, lol. I mean, he needed that advice. You know, that's going to be sarcastic advice, but he didn't heed to it. He didn't press R. He pressed W and he couldn't even press Q because he didn't skill it.
He didn't have it. He was
I don't know what was going on there from Boxy.
I agree, it's sus. But we should look at the positives. They came in. They beat Alliance, who at this point is kind of their rival in the scene, right? Because they're in the same. Alliance qualified over them to the major. Obviously, Liquid still made it, and that's a top 6 finish. That is a decent amount of points for Liquid.
It is. We saw last year that you get a couple of those. Those can really add up, and especially when all those other teams, they're coming back. You need the points. Your Kuro stacks, they start sucking up all the points. 'Cause it gets to this point where there's like 2 majors left, and you're like, okay, there's still a lot of points on the table, but you have to factor in those sponges. Yeah. Like, if those teams continue to attend those last few majors, even though they've already qualified to TI, like we assume they probably will by that point, they take away and absorb so many points that these lower place finishes at the start of the season still matter a lot for your team.
Yeah.
And I just loved the way that we saw EG run with their cores, both of these games. I mean, to sort of specifically pick out the pair, it's Arbed and Arteezy in terms of how involved and active they got. It's a whole different style to sort of the Alk and the Jug Magnus, you know, that we've seen sort of EG struggle with. This game, both Arteezy and Arbed, they're both involved in 29 kills. You know, you have these 2 cores.
That's a lot.
Like, they were just in sync perfectly. You know, EG, they'd done their homework, they'd done their preparation. I think they've worked out what works best for them in this patch just at the right time, and it's got them, you know, very cleanly through this series. And if they continue to play and draft like they have here today, there's no telling when they're going to stop. They really could go all the way here.
Ramsey's looked great too. I mean, obviously the big flashy
2 Omni Knights too. It's hard to look great on that hero.
Yeah, exactly. But his positioning was clean through both of those games. Always there to save his cores in the most important moments and make sure his MVP Arteezy as he's posing for the fans. That was me. It was that one.
19-1-10.
Yep.
Very impressive. I mean, you guys talked about it. Just Abed gets a hero. I guess we should go back to that. Are you surprised they got a 5th pick Kunkka too? That was their last pick.
I am a little, particularly when you do go for like the Lina Shaker, as I say. The rum, it just stops those combos. You are not killing anyone with this Laguna chain stun. It's just not going to be enough when you have that much sort of damage reduction available so reliably on a hero. And you know, Arbed, he was feeling himself after game 1 and game 2. You give him sort of a good hero to play, a strong hero to play, and even like the mid matchup, right? He's going to feel confident. Lina, sure, the stun can mess up some of the CS, but overall, you're a very tanky hero. You're not going to feed. You're going to be able to offer reliable harass, and you're always going to have that
level
setup.
6.
Yeah, it's I don't know across the board, both of these games.
Owen, hold on a second. I believe we have an interview.
Oh!
他们在哪些地方做了改进，然后用一个不一样的方式战胜了对手。So first question I want to ask you: You guys faced Liquid before in the group stage. That was a Bazaar series, but this time you come here and 2-0 the opponent. So what is the improvement for the team make you get the victory this game?
When we played against Liquid the first time in the group stage, ourselves as a team, like we weren't very cohesive. We didn't understand the game the same way at the time. So we used the group stage to try to improve our own strategies, our own gameplay. It was good. It was very good practice for us as a team. We didn't draft the same way we did in the groups, so we're constantly evolving.
就是我们在小组赛跟 Liquid 打的时候呢，那会儿我们还作为一个队伍没有做好同步，然后我们当时每个人对游戏的一些理念也不是得到一个统一，然后在小组赛之后，我们就是大家都去做了沟通，然后也慢慢的把自己的这个状态调整好了，然后所有人都融合到了一起，然后我觉得我们这次确实通过这个小组赛进步了很多。那第二场比赛之后的话，我们再来说下这个 BP 嘛，因为他当时也说到这个 BP 的事情，就是第一场比赛其实 Liquid 选出了一些看似现在大家都不怎么常用的英雄，然后想问一下 RTZ 觉得他们这个对面的阵容到底选的有没有道理，还是说他们自己可能没有打好 ？So you mentioned about draft before. Apparently Liquid has some interesting draft on game 1. They pick some hero is not really popular right now. Do you think their lineup would work? It's just they didn't have the best day of their play, or do you think it's just a mistake from the drafting?
It's hard to say. I don't have the same perspective as they do and how they draft and how they play. But from our point of view, it didn't seem like they had a good answer to what we drafted. It felt really easy to play the game. Yeah, it was just I felt confident throughout the whole game. I didn't feel like we had a chance to lose, and that's kind of why I started feeding a little bit. But
其实第一场比赛的话，我也不知道，因为从我的角度来说的话，我也不是特别清楚他们为什么会选出这个阵容。但是从我自己的体验来说的话，就是我们当时打的就很自信，然后第一场比赛他们也没有特别给我们做出一些实质性的挑战，所以最后打着打着我就开始送了。第三个问题啊，就是想问一下，其实他也说到第一场比赛，选了一个打架和夜魔，然后第二场比赛的话，可能拿回了他自己更熟悉的这个虚空假面，所以想问一下 RTZ 对于自己来说更喜欢玩哪种核心 ？So first game you play Night Stalker, it's a fighting core. And second game you go back and play a traditional core like Void. So which kind of hero do you prefer?
I view Night Stalker and Void as the same kind of hero, in my opinion. You can always carry the game, even if you're playing Night Stalker or Bristleback, or like there's a different definition of carrying. For me, I'm just trying to provide vision for Storm. And that is like how I'm trying to carry the game. I'm trying to understand how we win this game. Of course, I just love Void right now, so I would prefer to play Void every game if I could. It's exciting because you have like a big AoE spell, you can impact the game. That's why I like Night Stalker too, because it feels like you have a chance to really impact the game. You know, you can do some blink in the back line, you can silence people that could change the fight. So I like playing those kinds of heroes.
其实对我来说，我不知道为什么，但我觉得夜魔跟虚空假面是同一种这个核心英雄，就是你都是可以刷起来之后带着队友去赢的。当然，像第一场比赛的话，我的作用可能更多的就是给我的队友这个蓝猫提供一些视野，帮助他去控制这个比赛的局势。那第二场比赛的话，说实话，我最近特别喜欢虚空这个英雄，因为他这个大招，然后他有切入可以找后排，然后他还有这个二技能可以锁其他人的技能，所以就是感觉可以做到事情特别多。所以我如果希望的话，我希望我每场比赛都能拿到虚空假面。那对我来说的话，其实都无所谓啊。好的，那我们也是感谢 RTZ 来接受了我们的采访，我们把剩下的时间交给舞台。
And yeah, I like that interview. I think the best thing I heard there was I like playing Nightstar and Void. I view them as the same because I can carry the game even if it's in different ways. Do you agree?
All right, now hold on. Because I feel like that's something I always hear support players saying.
Yeah.
I like playing Wyvern because I can actually have an impact in a fight, or I can actually have an impact in the game. What are these carry players doing that they feel like they're not? Who's having the impact? Is it just the mid player? I feel like I can't have an impact on half the heroes. He feels like he can't have an impact unless he's playing Void or Night Stalker. Who is it? I don't know. Who's having the impact here, guys?
You know everyone has to
Is everyone just passing the buck to the next guy?
Well, we lost.
Like,
it was you.
Oh, well, I had no possibility to help this game. I'm just the carry player.
And Odie Pixel, now you can finish up your thought. Please repeat everything you said before the interview.
Oh, I can't remember what it was, but it was
It was smart, right?
It's probably really
I
smart.
felt
it
like I
something
was getting
so
real smart. Nah,
that
I'm
it's
just
sort of it's left my brain and sort of entered the stratosphere.
Well, I bet I know what you want to see. Do you
Yeah.
want to see the bracket?
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
All right, let's check out that bracket then. Let's see who's playing freaking who.
Oh, pardon your English, sir.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yep, you see up top, we are going to get that game tomorrow. TNC Predator versus Vici game. A lot of people saying these are the top 2 teams. Well, they're in the winner bracket. Can't argue with that. But the losers bracket continues. 2 more matches as well. J-Storm versus Invictus Gaming. And then EG versus the winner of that as well.
Now, I'm going to use some quick brain power here.
Do it.
And I'm going to assume that we're going to have J-Storm IG first, followed by TNC and Vici, and then we'll have the winner of the first series versus EG last.
Oh, and we're going to start with
They
the
were
Good Morning
waiting for
Purge.
me to
You
figure
are
that out.
correct.
Nice.
But you forgot Good Morning
You forgot.
Purge.
Don't forget Purge.
That's
Come on.
messed
That's
up.
because I'm not on, so no one's going to
Yeah, who
watch.
cares? You know what I mean?
IDC.
No.
Who is on anyway? Is it you?
No, not me. I don't know.
You been on?
No, I don't think I'm on.
You've been
any.
on.
Purge
I've been on.
Purge said
Good
no.
morning.
You weren't invited.
So, I mean,
I think it's Nate from production
yes.
on Good Morning Purge. All right. And we can
Which matchup
completely
are you
promise
excited
that.
for, though? Is it the upper bracket
Yes.
match?
Yes,
or
yes,
it
yes.
is? Okay.
TNC versus VG because
Yeah.
as of yesterday, I said I probably thought VG were going to win the tournament, so I want to see TNC prove me wrong.
I
That would
still agree with that.
that would impress me.
What about you, Owen? Do you agree? Do you think Vici's the clear favorite, or do you think that's going to be a close match?
No, I would favour TNC in that,
Ooh.
and I want to see those 2 go down because I really like the way they're both drafted. I think these
Yep.
are both 2 teams that I'm rarely sort of seeing them do anything questionable in the hero picking
Agree.
phase. They've always got a clear idea. Normally losses, I feel, from both of those teams inside the series or on the ways. It's just been down to misplays, really, rather than necessarily something going wrong from square one. So head-to-head in the upper bracket, it's going to be incredibly hype. But I would have to. I expect to see TNC go all the way. I sort of said early on in the tournament I would have had TNC to win, and I don't think I've seen anything so far to sort of change my mind on that.
Okay, makes sense to me. That does bring us to the end of the day. We only have 2 days left in the major, 3 BO3s tomorrow. And then, we got the losers bracket and then the grand finals on that final day. So make sure you're here tomorrow. Why the hell wouldn't you be? And we'll see you then.